So John gets $8 more allowance than Yenny each week. Every week, each of them spent $36 on food and saved the rest. When John saved $108, Yenny saved $60. How many weeks does John take to save $108? So from this statement, John gets $8 more allowance than Yenny each week. Every week, each of them spend $36 on food and save the rest. So this statement tells you two things. Number one, it tells you the spending on food is $36. Number two, very important information is that they both spent the same amount of money, right? This is important, you know. So each of them spent the same amount of money. Okay? So if they both spend the same amount of money, then the difference in savings is equal to the difference in their allowance. Understand? One more time, huh? If both of them spend the same amount of money, the difference in their savings is also equal to their difference in their allowance. So the person with more allowance will save more. Why? Because they both spend the same amount of money. Make sense? Who don't agree? Who find this difficult to grasp? I can explain to you. Say example, this is John, okay? This is John's allowance. This is Yenny's allowance. All right? And this is the difference in their allowance, which is $8. Okay, this is the difference in allowance, $8. Now, if they both spend the same amount of money, meaning, let me draw their spending. If they both spend the same amount of money, I will say, I'll cut it here. So this is the amount they spent. So this is the amount they spent. Oh, what is this? This is not. I can't scribble here. Anyway, this is the amount of money they spend, right? They spend this $36. This is also $36. So you can see the difference in their save. This will be saved. The unshaded part is saved. So you can see that because they spend the same amount of money, the difference in their savings will still be $8 every week. Okay, the difference in savings will be every week will be the same as the difference in their allowance. Understand? Any question before I go on? Any question? So this is the key thing, because they spend the same amount of money, their difference in savings will be equal to their difference in their allowance. All right? So the difference in their savings will be equal to $8. The total difference in savings is what? 108 minus 60. Okay, this is what I just said. So total difference in savings will be 108 for John minus Yenny, $60. This $48 is their total difference in savings over a period of time. And every week, their difference in savings is $8. Okay, every week their difference is $8. If I use 48 divided by 8, I get 6, meaning it takes 6 weeks for them to have a total difference of $48, which is also 6 weeks for John to save $108. Any question? Any question? Who needs me to repeat? Nobody? Okay. Part B. How much allowance does John get each week? Okay. So this is 6 weeks of this 108 is a savings for 6 weeks, right? The question is allowance each week. Allowance is equal to spending plus savings. Allowance is equal to spending plus savings. Got it? So each week, John saved how much? 108 divided by 6. Okay? And that's $18, right? We also know that every week, each of them spend $36. So allowance is savings plus spending, and that's the answer, 54. Got it? Okay, what do you take away from this question? First concept is, if the spending is the same, the allowance difference is the same as a savings difference. Okay, concept number one. Concept number two is, allowance is equal to spending plus savings. Sounds simple, but a lot of people cannot remember or apply. It's a very simple concept. Allowance is equal to spending plus savings.